I felt obliged. Hi, how you doing? I am the Mystic Osprey, and I am doing another Egyptian read for you. This seems to be the most accurate deck that I have. We have here this in reverse, the Pet So Put It, alright? Which usually means a revelation in the upright. Penetration into the hidden nature of existence and the occult knowledge in reverse. So whatever it is, there hasn't been a revelation, and there needs to be. Straight up, there needs to be, okay? The beautiful festival of heaven of earth in reverse. The Egyptian calendar in reverse. Sacred science in reverse. So whoever this is, I believe, pretends that they know that the serious mystery, and they don't know shit. Sorry to say. Okay? Sacred of all Anetaru in reverse. Whoever this is, they're more of a character, or a caricature of the female principle. Strong scimitar, but the black rite hidden in the profane, in the worship in India and everything else. But I mean, either way, they're a faker. Faker! And then the next page is Nief, which happens to be the weaver of the world. The goddess, the weaver of the world, okay? This is Seth in the upright. The intercalary god from the union of Geb and Nut, neither a proper name or right place, enforcing his way through the wound in which has been made of his father's side. So climbing up the ladder, using falsehoods. Whoever this is. Okay. Because this is in the upright. And Seth is the throne also to cut the tail or of the stone. Notice it's all fire, which also means that this one was cast out into the desert because of being of the untrue. The rulership, imprisoned in the flesh. In all accounts, the principle of fixation. Who binds one in living fires into matter. Scorching deserts, barren or burned, tacked, devoid of life, stricken to the power of drought and oppression in the fertile inundation of the Nile and the generative power of his brother Ashar. Okay, so either way, this person, male or female, was copying their brother or sister. The opposition of the light, the life-giving rays of the sun, continually scheming against the ordered flow of nature, causing chaos. Chaos person, chaos agent, disrupting the harmony of Egypt and the world. Haru and Seth. Haru would be the order, and Seth would be the chaos. The twin gods, equal in every aspect, in other ways, y'all, right? Exact opposite. Haru is personified by light and life, and then Seth personified by darkness and death. Well, there you go. The tricks and murder of his brother Ashar are tied to kill the child of Haru through the Scorpion King. Okay, so this is also parallel to Cain and Abel as well. So there you go. With the planet of Mars, which means war. Opposition, strife, retreat is preferable to defeat. So this is a runner, whoever they are. But either way, that person is very, very in the energy right now. All right. And then Haru, which is above. So then Seth would be below in the underworld. Okay. This is Ashar. He who is seen. This is the one who is seen, which is actually, these two. But it's in disguise, I'd say. because he who is seen is not the one that they portray themselves to be. Ashar came from the earth, being with them the knowledge of the sciences, and spawned their race of the divine beings, and ensure the continuity of the stellar knowledge. Symbolizes the star Sirius of the soul. Ashar dwelt in the Orion, and through the union of the mystery of the human life, and it was conceived. Right. Ashar is the journey through death and resurrection and reincarnation. Nether, who weaves together the threads, interconnecting all principles of all existence. Ashar is wrapped in the transignal knowledge, by which means the body that is transmuted by integrity of consciousness and persevere even through death of the physical form. So again, this person, this is the one that is seen, not necessarily the one that is known. The one is known. This is who they really are. But this is the one that is seen. So saying that the one that is seen is not necessarily the one that is known. Yep, that's the truth. The white crown of the south, the earliest occult knowledge. In the nations of the world, in his absence, but the return was felt to pray to the evil intentions of the brother of Seth. The evil intentions of Seth. This is his brother of the north, which is of the light. And this one is of the death. So, okay. So then saying what I just said, these two, and this is who is seen. So there is an impersonation here. Death for resurrection. The necessity to let go of attachments in the mystical revolution. All right? Okay. I just had to quickly do that. And then Ajit, which is the green, the goddess of the north here. Goddess. But which the scorpion and the crocodile was worshipped. Of the prehistoric times, the snake symbolizes found everywhere in Egypt. The lord of the shrines, the vulture, and Urias. Urias is on the brow of the pharaoh, and symbol of his divine authority. The Urias, protected by the pharaoh, the eye of Ra, spitting fire onto avert evil and destroys his enemies. The one divination of God, Haru, in the other. The root chakra, and rise up in the lightning and speed up the channel up through the spine, consuming the body and the mind with the fire of insight. Equipment producing ecstatic human form in the divine, in the book of the dead, and destroying the enemies of the deceased in the ceremony connected with the embalming. The priest addressed the mummies. Okay? Spiritual awakening, enlightenment, the flow of creative energy and magical protection and power, the royal power. So whoever this is, okay, is seen, but yet is false and is evil and of the darkness. Sorry to blow up your bubble there, lady, man, sir, whoever you are, but that's who it is, okay? Yeah, the family of wind, the family of truth here, speaking with the birth house. Mescanet is the birth house. And this will determine a child's destiny, thinking that this person who was evil, because also I was reading in the Bible today, which is, the parable of Jesus and the fig tree, along with that, and how he brought down the orders of falsehoods. All right, so it's all connected. Now this person here, who is the one who speaks truth, in its connection to birth and new growth. But a bad tree cannot produce good fruit. And a good tree cannot produce bad fruit. So whoever this is evil, and who has shunned, and who is seen, is not necessarily the person that it is, okay? Birth, materialization. So the person that is giving birth, or as person is pregnant, whatever, materialization, something new begins. And consider the astrological influencing that is operating within this birth. It is saying the fixes and influences of the planets and the constellations into the pattern of someone's individual life. All right, so that's what it's saying. It's saying whoever is in scene right now is not necessarily the one that you're thinking it is. And I must correct this, because this is absolutely horrendous, and I'm very upset about it, okay? Obscurity. Whoever this was, they claim to have speak truth, okay? They claim to have speak truth. In saying whoever this other person was, which was of obscurity. Yep, this person is of obscurity and should have been, with Keth and Kethrit. Okay, to know the will, to dare, to keep silent, or to dare. The harmonious union of lightness and darkness, and the union of the difficult level of existence. The Egyptian and the stone and the golden veins, which was emerged to the starry night, and the indication of the stone of the celestial origin. All right, through the darkness, there was a glimmering light of hope. With the perseverance of this light will blossom into new perception of the world. Okay, now is seeing the truth. Now is seeing the truth of everything. Okay, with this and with this. All right, with the truth here. Okay, who is of the desert and who is in obscurity? All right, with Kurth number, which is to be kept secret. Now, why would you want to keep something like that secret? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because they are already of the evil of what they thought was and was copying of someone else, saying that it was them and it was not. They're actually copying a persona from somebody else, but what you do see is not what you really think you see. Especially online. Especially, all right, with Kurth. Right here. The energy of the earth with infinite ocean and primordial energy through the rising of the fire serpent and the specter of the tools of power is at hand. There's prosperity that was given and represented by the magical power exercised over metals and the specter, okay? The metamorphosis in the tools in the hands of the Netherru and the energy that has not been yet materialized because it was stopped. Because it was lied about, because of this person, because of this truth that they claim to actually have, this falsehood of which is seen. The Nitharut and the Karath, known as the Amet and the Amentai, which means the secret. Why would they want to keep this secret? Well, I can tell you why they want to keep it secret. Because the person that you do see, and probably at the top of the pyramid of everything that I do and that you have seen within Terraland, hey, guess what? The elements form of matter and expansion of the phases of materialization. They've been trying and been successfully doing so up till now, is actually just keeping shit secret. The transmission of energy and the realizations of plans. What the plans were of Seth. And why it was kept secret. And why things were said to be something that they weren't. Because what? They have a prettier face? Because they were copying someone else's character? Trying to embody that? Oh, identity theft? Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Identity theft. And you know what? I'm done with it. Secret ignition in the translation of occult power. Using dark magic and using manipulation in general. They kept this shit secret. Not no more. Not no more. No, not no more. Because the person that you see, who you think is an earth angel, oh, you know what? They're not as wise as you think. And honestly, they're just the face. And I'm done with the lies, okay? I'm done with the lies. Yeah, for pleasure. For pleasure. And they wanted to keep that secret as well. Look at, oh, big O. Big O. And look, a rebirth is coming and is here. This was my original site. And why was it stolen and kept hidden? I don't know. And this is Kaharu with Tepe Tepe. What? Why would they keep it hidden? I don't understand why they would keep this hidden. Because it makes no sense why they keep it hidden otherwise. No, I'm allowed only, to speak my truth. But then if it has anything opposing to the other one that literally is walking within my energy. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Whatever. Right? Just keep quiet about it. It's a secret. It's a secret. Yeah. The intimate and transformation of a situation, light is shed on the perplexing problem in the end of obscurity. And obscurity already came up. Maybe they were trying to keep you quiet. Maybe. Yeah, they were. Obscurity. Ridiculous. They were hoping to hide you. They were hoping to hide you while walking within your very energy. Someone dark walking within the light, for example. Yeah. There she is. Yeah, pretending she's balanced. But check out that dude. Whoa. Yeah. Kamaru. Yeah, that dude. That dude is pretty scary. Let me see if I can find him. Yeah. It's unbelievable what these people do. All for the sake of money, and it makes me sick. Alright, I ain't pointing any fingers, I ain't pointing any names. But this means to build or to unite. Yeah, to build. So basically, they took something that was pure, stole it off someone else, built upon it, which was a bunch of BAS, basically. Bunch of BAS. Creative energies and the power of self-expression and successful execution of plans. So they thought. Right? Execution of plans? What? To cover things with the Lady of Abu? The Lady of Abu. Oh, the goddess that holds the Ankh? Yeah, exactly. Who's the real lady that holds the Ankh? Right. The 4 directions, and then centered around the crown, with the vital fluids and all that. The artist and the sculptor, and the soul of the potter and the pot. Yeah. The 4 great gods, Ra, Shu, Geb, and Ashar. The powers of the 4 elements represent fire, Shu, air, Geb, earth, and Ashar, the power of water. So someone was definitely using the power of water here, trying to pretend and keep it a secret that they were what they were trying to proclaim themselves to be. Yeah, Unbelievable. And then this pops out, which is like right the F here. Tahiti is that one. Okay, Tahoon. What the hell are you, Tahoon? I'm sorry, give me a minute here. And by knowing this fact and what I just say, the possibility of transcending time limitations and spiritual evolution and transformation. I mean, this could be throughout. Now that everybody knows. But then we have Akhenaten, Imahat, and then Duat, Pert, and Hiru. And then, so let's just go there as we go here. We keep opening up to Peth, which is basically the weaver of the world, the goddess who holds everything together. But this woman is a liar, straight up a liar, and it infuriates me because I'm just not cool with liars in general. I'm just not. Sorry, I'm not. Like, it's just not something I do, and I would expect others not to do that to me as well, Like, it would just be really cool if people just would treat me as I treat them, But, hey, I know. I don't live in a fantasy world or anything, but hey. Coming forth by day. So it happens at day, not at night. Here's the rebirth in the exit by day. In the Book of the Dead, the economical work of the black phase of death and the desecration of the golden light of perfection. The consciousness lies in between the boundaries of the mundane world and completing the crossing and the crossing over of other dimensions in the subtle bodies. After the 64th and the completion of the relatives of Sahati and the final world, because according to the very ancient myth, Tohiti is the back together of the eye of Haru and the victorious one. And Seth had shattered into the 64 parts. And Seth is this dude, which was in the earth, right? So he is yet to be shattered, or she is yet to be shattered. Whoever that is. The spiritual awakening, enlightening, victory, successful completion of a cycle. So yes, bam, completion of a cycle. All right, you know, and that's all good news. That means that all the liars are being called out, and, you know, we don't have to worry about them anymore. Thank God for that, right? Yeah, because shit, I'm done being lied to, aren't you? Done being lied to. Yeah. Okay. And this is Heohepet. He who is in place. They placed people in place for this very purpose. So that when the lies come about and things and programs are placed, you're right, that people will be in place to take that. Say if you lost your life, oh yes, oh there's that person, he's sitting in place just waiting. Yeah, the living and the dead right there, intended to unclaim the bodies using spices, drugs, and magical incantations to ensure the soul's protection. Well, it's a terrible drought for 7 years. The master of works, the power of healing, and the healer. Okay, so God has put this in place, and maybe the forces of the devil also placed their allies in place. Either way, the art of healing from the Greeks and the sage, the great sage, and the knowledge. Inkoptet absorbed some of the attributes of Tohiti and reflected in this image and shown seated the works of the dead and the wise one and one who comes unto him who calls upon whoever he may be. So maybe they had planned a death and you didn't die. So this person was all ready with their spells and everything else, because this is the Book of the Dead and that's how it works with the occult knowledge, and they were ready to take their place. But being that you didn't die, because, you know, this is the 42 ancestors here, you know, they're not there for them, but they're there for you. They're there for you, and they're speaking up for you, talking about that shit. Yeah. And Bessette is right there. She's like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. God kept you alive for a reason, because, you know, you have a purpose here. And you know what? No one's going to just slide into place and take your place, because, I mean, they were already there. They're already sitting and freaking waiting with their spell work, waiting for you to just pass away. And they were supposed to keep this shit secret. You know what? They didn't expect you to have a rebirth. No, they didn't expect that. No, they didn't expect you to be the phoenix. You know, they thought this was going to be pleasure. Yes, this is all going to be pleasure. And everything was going to be hidden. And hidden. Makes me sick. Honestly. Makes me sick. Yeah. This gnome character. I can't. Yeah. Fighting over the trophy of who is who and why and what and when and where, y'all. But you see that's you. That's you. You're already triumphant over this shit. Because, yo, you didn't die. And you're not going to die. And they kept trying to make you die. Because, I mean, they had this whole plan in place, didn't they? Yes, they did. They had this whole plan in place. You know, they had all the characters there. They had all the characters there, and they thought it was all going to be just cool. But Bessette says, no. And so does Haru. Yo, no. So now they have to retreat and forced to give your stuff back. Congratulations. God bless.